Are facing life in prison charged with human trafficking. CBS 4's Peter Dench has more on how they were caught, live from the state attorney's office in Miami tonight. Peter.
Well, Lauren, authorities first got wind of this case when a distraught woman in late May approached Miami Beach police officer who told him that her ex-boyfriend had choked her because she refused to prostitute herself for him. Well, the state attorney's human trafficking unit was contacted, and eventually those arrests were made.
Human trafficking is not going to be tolerated in this community at all. And we're going to get the perpetrators.
Strong words from Miami-Dade State Attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rundle after the arrest of 25-year-old Jamil Graves and his alleged accomplices, his brother Jaleel and 20-year-old China Blount. Authorities say is a gang member. They're charged with forcing a 20-year-old North Carolina woman into prostitution and kidnapping her.
These awful crimes had their origin in North Carolina in mid-May when 3 defendants show up at the victim's residence.
The state attorney says the suspects told the victim they were going to court, but instead they took her to Atlanta for prostitution and posted her information online for sex.
The defendants then go online and they create an ad on a site that's called megapersonals.com to facilitate people to come and purchase sex from her.
Fernandez-Rundle says the trio, led by Jamil Graves, drove the victim to a Miami Springs motel and would take her to Miami Beach for prostitution.
Jamil would get very aggressive with her, and he would hurt her.
A police report says the victim did have one encounter for sex and later ran to a nearby Miami Beach police officer after Jamil Graves choked her and threatened to kill her. Fernandez-Rundle says this case sends a message about human trafficking.
Everywhere that these victims surface, we are all committed to rescuing them and putting the perpetrators where they should be, behind bars, where they can't hurt and exploit sexually or otherwise.
Now, the 3 suspects face 17 different charges, including human trafficking for sex, battery, and kidnapping. They're being held without bond and face life behind bars if convicted. Now, Fernandez-Rundle says Florida ranks number 3 nationwide among states for such cases. Miami-Dade County leads the way in this state. We are live in Miami. Peter Dench, CBS 4 News.
Peter, thank you.